Guys, what's up? It's Karl here, back with another episode. Hope everyone's staying super healthy. We've got another setup video today. You can see I've already swapped out my working desk setup into more of a gaming setup. I know that consoles in 2020 are set to get a refresh. I know that we've had a few delays, rightly so, the PS5 and of course the Xbox Series X. And I have noticed during quarantine/isolation, I've been playing a ton more video games, more specifically Call of Duty Warzone, and I even had my first Twitch stream a couple days ago. That's how much I've been playing, and I just wanted to give a chance for you guys to ask me any questions during my stream. And I was running it off of my Xbox. The quality was pretty crappy, but that's kind of driven me to finally build my own PC just so I can get my streams up and running. So I will leave my Twitch profile down below if you want to follow me, if you want to play a couple games. Totally cool, and just don't mind how much I suck. But to the focus of today's episode, it's all around the setups for your gaming console, and whether you are getting the new gen series or you're sticking with the current gen, I think you can make some pretty useful tweaks to your setup to not only save your back, because I was playing on my console over on my LG OLED TV. My back was just getting wrecked playing 5-6 hours a day, had to sit in an actual chair. Or B, you're just looking to up your console setup, this is the perfect video for you to check out this year. Let's do it. So to the console that you're rocking, this kind of is your pick of the litter. I know a ton of people are PlayStation fans. Myself, I've been an Xbox fan since the OG Xbox. I have this guy sitting off to the side as kind of a reminder how much OG Halo that I used to play. So this was the very first console that I had, and naturally I've kind of upgraded to every single Xbox after that. The 360, which I surprisingly didn't get the red ring of death on my OG model. The One S to the Project Scorpio edition that I have now, but you can rock PlayStation 5, you can rock a Nintendo Switch. That kind of depends, up to you. And I've got mine living on my desk to maximize airflow, and I actually have this pretty cool Grove-made top that goes over it. And I know it's actually meant as a monitor riser, but I think it gives it a bit more of a unique look. I love the wood finish on it. It kind of matches my entire setup, and I can put extra things on it. Speaking of which, and if you look over top of this shoulder, these shelves are also from Grove made as well, and I think they really round out the setup if you want to put extra memorabilia. And that could be where the physical games live. I know that most games are now shifting towards digital downloads, sadly, but if you are an OG gamer and still love to own the physical copy, shelves are your best bet. So that's the console focus, and kind of leading back to the main decision why I decided to sit in a desk setup for my gaming. It was mainly for the chair, which I'm kind of cheating. It is living off right to the side there just so I could showcase it. That is from Autonomous, and the model is called the Kin. Sitting on a couch for 5 to 6 hours a day wasn't doing my back any justice. This chair only costs around $350, $400, which isn't too bad for an ergonomic chair that looks dope and will save your back. If you sit in something for 5 to 6 hours a day, do it right, spend the extra money. It's usually the area that most people skimp out on. To the desk, which you guys have seen before, Rove Concepts, once again, white with the maple wood finish to kind of complete that look. Overpriced for what it is, you can go for the classic IKEA hack, the Alex jars with the kitchen countertop. That's usually my budget recommendation. And onto the display, which is arguably the most important part of any setup. And because you're playing on a console, you don't have to get a display that has a 240 Hz refresh rate. Even the One X or PS4 Pro is capped at 60, so you don't need to go overboard. I ended up choosing one of the monitors that I use as my camera display. Trying to bring it over, it's the counterpart to this one. That didn't work too well, but I used to have this monitor on this stand used for my B-roll shots. Now that has kind of been demoted, and more importantly, it is now used for gaming. It's got a 60 Hz refresh rate, a decent response time of 5 milliseconds, so it does work well with gaming. It even has its own gaming color mode that you can choose, specifically for FPS or RTS, and it even has DCI-P3 color space. So if you do rock the monitor with, say, a laptop, it is USB-C enabled, you get a lot of value as you can swap between both your console and, say, a computer when you want to work. And the nice thing about gaming setups, you have a ton of real estate on your desk to fill that with accessories, because you don't need to worry about a mouse and keyboard. So in that place, I do have all of my Xbox One controllers, and there are kind of 3 ways to customize controllers, and I think it's the one thing that you can do to make your setup super unique. The first is using Xbox Controller Lab, and that's the way that I would recommend. It's OEM to Xbox, so it comes fresh from the factory. It's got my gamer tag, orange control sticks, and of course the orange on the back. This one was done the same way, except when I went to E3 for the first time, so this is a collector's piece for me. 64 out of 1,000, I think that's pretty dope, and of course it was still orange. The second way is to go through colorware, so you can still get a custom painted controller. This one is from them. The only drawback, the paint does chip, so you have to be a bit more careful. And the third way is to grab a deep brand skin, but I find that putting skins on controllers is often the hardest, too many curved surfaces. But I guess that is the flip side to only paying 10 to 15 bucks, but those are the 3 ways to customize your controllers. Share some with me on social. I love looking at custom Xbox controllers. I think that's one of my underground fetishes. The next part I think is super integral to any gaming setup. It's having a desk clock, or just keeping your eye on the clock somehow, because you can easily waste 5 to 6 hours, and before you know it, the entire day is gone. I'm rocking the Echo Dot from Amazon. It gives me a heads up display of what time it is, and of course I can always ask Alexa anything that I need to know. Hey Alexa, what's the weather going to be today?
You can expect lots of clouds and thunderstorms, with a high of 23 degrees and a low of 13 degrees.
Sounds like perfect weather for gaming. I also have a wireless charger for my phone, so in between matches, if we're doing a bit of camping, I can always check what my phone is up to, check my messages, Insta, etc. I can always throw it back on to juice up, and I am using the one from OnePlus. This is their Warp Charge 30 wireless charger, so this does have 30 watts of power. This is the fastest wireless charger that you can currently get. And to the last thing on the desk, of course, since we have so much space, you can see my latest Lego build. This was the Bugatti Technic model. As this wouldn't fit into the orange wall, it needed a place to sit, and I think it's perfect as we've got tons of real estate on the desk. And to the part of the setup which I actually almost forgot, it is the audio section. You'll notice that there are no speakers here. I've chosen to go with a pair of over-the-ear headphones. And I've been rocking these Surface 2 headphones, which I know aren't dedicated gaming cans. I think those are sometimes a bit too over-adventurous, they're a bit too bulky, they've got so many flashing lights. I wanted a low-key pair of headphones that I could use both for gaming, but still rock as wireless headphones when I wasn't gaming. It has a built-in mic, so you can use that when you're in game chat, important for when you're trying to coordinate how to get out of the gulag. But yeah, currently my favorite pair of wireless headphones, maybe slightly biased as I've been using them a ton while I've been gaming as well. And the last part of the setup, this is totally optional. I mentioned that I don't like to go overboard with too many flashing LED lights, but if you want to keep things a bit more subtle, go for some Philips Hue light bars. You can see some of the light output underneath my desk, and I usually have that set to a neutral setting. You can of course choose any color that you want. I think it adds a nice touch to a gaming setup, especially at night when things are a bit more darker and we don't have as much natural light in here. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this console setup video. I'm really looking forward to the next gen of consoles that will arrive in 2020, and all of this stuff is kind of applicable to those setups. I will try to remember to leave my Twitch channel down below, so if you want to follow me and laugh at how shitty I am at video games, please feel free to do so. I will keep you guys posted with how that build is going, but hope you guys enjoyed this vid, and I will catch the rest of you in one of my next vids, vlogs, or now I guess on Twitch. Peace!